Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations Part 23. In the previous video we got to really kick off the last trial of the chapter. We crossed wits with Mr. Armstrong and we have finally got him in a corner so we can destroy him with our facts and logic. What do you mean? At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Speaking of the radio, each week they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket. Oui, that must be the show Mon Elg was listening to. I can't see any problem with this testimony, Mr. Wright. I wonder. That's the wrong track, Maya. You say the victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 p.m., correct? Oui, I am sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I know it was that time because I had just finished serving the lunch menu. Get to the point, Wright, if you have one. That show was broadcast live at 1:30 p.m. and it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. Oh, I didn't even notice that part. I mean, I assumed it was probably only like a 5 to 10 minute window, but it's on air at 1:30. Bailiff, set a timer for 1:30. Also, give me some of those lottery tickets. Now, supposedly the victim made some noise when it was announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy could have occurred after 2 p.m. because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier at that point in time. No! This victim we've been told about has done nothing but the impossible. Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over. There's only one conclusion you can draw from these facts. This victim was an imposter, acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. Yes, there were 2 Glen Elgs in Trace Bien that day. The real Glen Elg, now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer, and the phony Glen Elg acting out the events of Mr. Kudo to witness. It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how do you explain the time discrepancy? Quite a performance, Wright. We're almost on a roll. But sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song. What? What is this, Music Theory 101? Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it's now just after 2 p.m. The phony Elg is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain this then? Where's the real Glen Elg? I don't believe I have to spell this out for the court, however. At that time, the real Glen Elg was already dead. That's certainly the obvious conclusion. Thank you, Trite. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say. What? Now, I presume you can prove this theory of yours. Can you explain where the missing corpse went to? I don't know, the kitchen. The missing corpse? According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there. If that customer was a phony Glen Elg, then where did the killer have the body of the real victim? Maybe that's what the mirror was for? Because, I mean, the mirror is apparently real. So they could have set up, like, the body behind a mirror or something so that you wouldn't be able to see it? No, we don't really have any evidence of that, but that kind of makes sense to me. Assuming the mirror, you know, if it has any more significance. The prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. If your theory is to stand to examination by the court, you must provide us with proof by answering the prosecution's question. Where did the killer hide the body? He was the lobster. He's in us all now. I mean, it could just be something simple as it was, like, in the kitchen. Yes, Your Honor. No conjecture, Trite. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves where the body was hidden. Evidence? It's really the only thing that, like, even kind of slightly fits. What's with this intense pressure here all of a sudden? Thought I had him with that contradiction. But he's turned it around and backed me into a corner instead. Well, Mr. Wright, the court will now hear the defense's theory and evidence. First, where was the body of the real Mr. L concealed? Do we have any proof of it being outside? Not really. Do we have any proof of it being inside? Not really. So if the ear medicine was in the kitchen, maybe that could be, maybe that's our link to it being in the kitchen. So we're gonna say it was inside Trace Bien. It would have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Obviously, the body must have been hidden somewhere inside Trace Bien. Interesting. But where could a body even hidden inside a restaurant? Perhaps you would care to show the court on these plans, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. The exact location? I mean, does it matter, like, where I click in the kitchen? The body was hidden here! I see. Nice supposition. The real question is, can you back it up? Where's the evidence that proves the body was hidden in that location? By God, he's good. Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle? No, and I have never seen that ugly bottle before in my life. I only use the very best bottles, monsieur, the highest quality only for me. Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright? Interestingly enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Trace Bien. Quoi? Oh, I only ever use these bottles for my aromatherapy oils. This bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains a medication. What kind of medication? I'm sure everyone remembers, don't they? That Mr. Elg visited an otolaryngologic clinic that was given medication that day. Otolaryngological? You can't be serious. The defense had the contents of the bottle analyzed and I have the lab results here. Don't ask to look at this paper. It's not blank, I promise. It's a real medical report. It's not just a white sheet of paper I pull out for dramatic effect or nothing. The contents of the bottle match the prescription that was given to Mr. Elg. Glenn Elg's murderer hid the body in the restaurant kitchen. At which time, this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, didn't you say you were in the kitchen? Mon Dieu! Yes, you know what I'm about to say. It was you who hid the victim's body. You had a fine job opportunity to defend my client, Maggie Bird, however. You were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back. None? Order! This is an extraordinary development. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenn Egg? Never! I could never do such a horrible thing. No! Oh God, he's gonna go off, dude. Mr. Godot! But you drank all that. How you still got coffee in there if you just drank it all? You just gulped it down, but there's still a bunch of coffee in there? That didn't make any sense. The bitterness. Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. That's one of my rules. You know the slightest idea how many cups you have by now? Then I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I going to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about a brand new flavor in your ear? Brand new flavor in your ear? About my H. Deficient friend. The brand new flavor in your ear? Je vous demande pardon. Please, you must hear me out. I'm sorry to any French people. This is a trap. Listen to me, por favor. Yo hablo español, Mr. Armstrong, and por favor is Spanish. I'm only going to ask you once. Did you do it? None. Absolutely none. Let's hear it. You've got one shot. Right, Gramps? Witness, the court will permit you the chance to make one final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. Godot's coffee mug awaits you. Also, we'll probably, like, execute you or something. Oui, it is clear. What do they always say in the movies? I've got a bad feeling about this. Very well, begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong. It is true I hid the body in the kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along with him because there was a reason why I could not refuse. But I did not kill him. I swear it. You must believe me. You were forced. By who? I cannot say, or I will be erased. Let's try a different question then. When Mr. Elk died, was he really the only person at his table? There was another man. I knew it. Maggie was telling the truth. You may cross-examine the witness now, Mr. Wright. There's just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this guy, and I gotta get him to tell us the name of the real killer. No more talking. Did you carry the body by yourself? Oui, I carried him and I carried Maggie too. Maggie too? If Maggie's so good, why isn't there a Maggie too? When she saw the victim collapse, she fainted. I could not leave her there. But that's another thing, like, this whole setup only makes sense if Maggie faints. I didn't really think of that until just now. Like, it actually makes, like, no sense whatsoever. Like, I mean, I guess maybe they could... Well, no, because, I mean, if they sent... Like, I mean, how... Yeah, it doesn't make any sense unless Maggie faints, which they didn't make her do. She just did that on her own, apparently. I thought maybe they had set it up or something, but... Why did you have the bodies? What man? Who was he? None. I cannot say. I fear for my life. He's really scared. You have to put the words in his mouth, Nick. Yeah, you're right. If you won't tell me, I'll tell him. Why would you go along with this man? What reason would that be, Mr. Armstrong? You know, monsieur. Yes? Surely you cannot expect a young maiden to talk about such an embarrassment. Maiden? You're a bit old to get away with that. And a bit too male. I can't finish the cross-examination without establishing his reason. I'll have to prove it with evidence. I mean, it's not really a contradiction, but I mean, we could present the... You know, his debt, but we'll press the rest first. So you are claiming that all you did was hide the bodies, is that correct? Louise, that's right. We are to believe you, Mr. Armstrong. You must tell the court everything. You must make clear the identity of the man who ordered you to do this. He's already confessed this much. You might as well stop dancing around the real issue. Yeah, but he really doesn't want to tell us who the killer is. Then sock it to him, Nick. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. And we can use this to set up the connection to Tigre, at least. You have a $500,000 debt, don't you? $500,000? Is this true, Mr. Armstrong? Why am I talking like this? This is me now. This is my identity. I hail from the province of, I blanked on all the French provinces, dude. Lyon? Oui, je suis désolé. I was weak and I borrowed the money. This is Mr. Armstrong's Achilles heel. And that's why you couldn't refuse anything asked of you by this man. A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark. You have no way of paying it back, did you? That's what you were forced to do anything, this man told you. Oui, it is as you say. Mr. Armstrong! La Tiger. He told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous. On the day in question, he was meeting the victim to demand that he repay his loan. I don't know why it happened like that. I just did what he told me to do. I had no choice. I carried the body of the incognizant Maggie out of the dining area and into the kitchen. After that, I just tried to forget what I had seen. I think we can now safely say that the man who forced your hand was Mr. Furio Tigre. I do have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. The poison and the lottery ticket that were found in the defendant's apron pocket, was that your doing as well? None, I knew nothing about that. Making it look like it was Maggie who had done it. I was not. It is despicable. Mr. Godot, you will summon this Furio Tigre as a witness. I doubt that can be arranged today, so we will adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow, and this is when he busts in. "30 minutes. What? The trial will go on. I'll see to it myself. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand. Not a minute more." How the... Don't sit back and relax yet, Trite. No one knows if the chef is really telling the truth or not. This trial could still go either way. Very well, your request is granted, Mr. Godot. We will resume once Mr. Tigre is ready to take the stand. Until then, court is adjourned for a 30-minute recess. 30 minutes or less. I wonder what I could order in that time frame. Really makes one think. So we're finally going to see the tiger on the stand. We've almost got this case won now, Nick. I wish I could agree. Huh? When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. But Godot picked up on it, remember? He pointed out without proof we don't know if what he testified is the truth. You mean you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know, but if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey pal, here's the case-making evidence you're gonna need! Detective Gumshoe? What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end. That's the pot calling the kettle black, Mr. Topknot. It's not a top knot! Never mind about the hair, just calm down, alright? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I kinda get wound up. Ah! No kidding. You got something you need me to do, pal, anything. Well, hey, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I can get some prints analyzed for you if you got an hour. An hour? I'll have reconvened by then. Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right? True, without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. You said you could get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour? You bet! In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? Who the hell made this lunchbox? We're gonna go back to the station anyway. Can you find out whose prints are on this? Oh, hey, that's the small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right? Yeah, I think it's time we solve the last mystery of who the prince said it belonged to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing to me too. Okay, I'll get this all to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. Time to separate the phonies from the real guys. Board will now reconvene. Mr. Godot, did you find this Furio Tigre? I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job. No problem. Tamed him? The guy's name be Furio Tigre, but come on. He's pretty lively. Be careful, he still bites. Very well, please show Mr. Tigre to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the... Don't hide under the table, Maya. Unless there's room for me down there, too. Would you mind? What'd you say to me? Nothing. I didn't say nothing, honest. I could have guessed that fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in the judge. I got business to take care of you here. So who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky? No, of course not. It was, the judge? Your Honor? Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Oh, where on earth is it? And don't mind me, just carry on the proceedings as normal. That's it, we're doomed. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, who the hell was that called me in here? There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. What'd you say? There's no point struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one that hauled you in. Too cool. Don't get him get the better of you, Nick. I'm just doing some boom-bop maintenance down here. I'm not hiding. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, mask boy. You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bird? Maggie who? I got more important things than to watch courtroom dramas. Of course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then. Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix rat. You's the one who sets this up, didn't you? You's gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying? Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. Oh, come on. Get a grip, Nick. I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all my time in my office. I got whales on at the bar cash from Tender Lender every single day. You just want to check my alibi? Just ask via letter. Last night I found my pen. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examiner. What is it? Please, my witness, if you could refrain from shouting out like that. I know the kind of games the guys in the blue play. Lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins. Lowlife? Me? Oh, that was him saying that, not us. Listen up, smarty. Every time you ask me some dig-dang done like this dang old dig-dang case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000. You's gonna borrow the cash from me. That's one loan contract I refuse to sign. And don't think it's gonna hurt when you tangle with a tiger. Okay, so don't press, I think. I think that's what they're saying here. I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute. That's really not. This witness is... How can I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side and he'll bite everyone's heads off. Yours too. Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here. You's better be listening. I got business to take care of. Big business. You don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus. Court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of witness statements. See, like, I'm glad they at least just straight up say it. Like, I feel like that's much clearer than it's been in the past when they've done the, if you press stuff, you get penalized. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yeah. You can do it, Nick. Come out from under there already, would you, Maya? I mean, this seems to be the most obvious one. It's either this or this one. Because, I mean, there is... Because, I mean, we have meet with the tiger. But you could also make an argument that that doesn't necessarily mean that they met at the restaurant, right? Well, kind of. Granted, this doesn't have, like, a date or anything. That just means that he went to Trace B in at some point. That doesn't necessarily prove anything. I'm going to press this one first. By Violetta, you're talking about the Cadaverina family's... Yeah, you don't want to cross them, or you's gonna wind up sleeping with the fishes. Once the Godfather finds out you've been dragging Violetta through the mud, he'll do you in. Sorry, I couldn't quite put it all together towards the end there. He said that just like Viola, didn't he? I get the feeling this might not be the right time to probe her about him. I mean, the game is telling me not to do it. So, like, I don't know if I should believe them, or... It's too dangerous to press things without knowing where you might end up. I'm better, but, like, I don't know if I should listen to the game. Like, is that a trap? If I miss that bus, someone's gonna pay. Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know? You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is. Sharp? Talking about Viola Cadaverini? Writes everything in my scheduler. December, mainly in the office. That's what it says. That's where I was. Seems like a rather, sketchy schedule. There he goes again. What if the tiger did all December isn't the issue? What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder. So now what? Okay. So, we do have some specific date evidence. I think we do want to try and go down this avenue. Mr. Tigre, what do you want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail. This is a dead-end strike, you know it. Remember the rules. No, it's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately. I agree. The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too? Maybe you ain't listening. Of course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before. I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Godot, if you could please... Mr. Tigre, the court asks you to add that last statement to your testimony. Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. Okay, so now we can go for this. Mr. Tigre, you claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elg, but it appears that Mr. Elg knew you. Also, I do like how the pressing it seemed. I mean, we didn't try and press the two statements that seemed irrelevant, so I don't know if we would have been straight up penalized there, but like only penalizing you, like giving you the chance to press further so that you can still kind of press freely if you want, but you only actually get in trouble if you commit to it. That seems much better than the way it was done in, say, like in the previous game, the two different times that happened. Or I know there was like during the clown section, and there was like one other time where they would penalize you if you pressed wrong. If you just like pressed freely. Mr. Elg left this little note on his calendar. Meet with the tiger. And the date? December 3rd. December 3rd? That's my birthday! Nobody got me any presents. You guys act like you don't even care about me. So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did know one Mr. Glenelg. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. He's Grahahine? Not bad. He's actually not bad. So sorry? I was just messing with you. See how good you were. Hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's one compliment I can do without. Plus, he's lying through his teeth. Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. You just calling me a liar? Is that what you're doing? Ruh-roh. You're saying that your claim to have never seen the kid before is the truth? I said I'm dead serious. You just gotta believe that's the truth. Haha. Then I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is why you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigre. Yes, would you mind indulging the court, witness? You never actually met the victim. That's gotta be a lie. So we'll probably say something along the lines of, I've never been to that Trace Bien restaurant, and then we're like, boom, gotcha. I see where we're going. I ain't no lie, I never met Glenelg. There was some lame guy with that name, though, wanted to borrow cash from me. Set up a meeting with the guy at my office, Tender Lender. Waited around for him, but he ain't never showed. I ain't never been to that Trace Bien joint, you hear? I see. That all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Bro, do we come out swinging? Do we blast his ass immediately? Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I ain't gonna have to take the... I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you, rat. Bro, I'm blowing his ass out. You're getting blown out. I'm sorry. And if I get penalized for not pressing first, well, you know what? Mr. Tigre, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches? Matches? What you talking about? We found them in your office at Tender Lender. They're from that restaurant. What? You've really never been to Trace Bien before. Alright, get ready. What was that book of restaurant matches doing on your desk? Did you steal this shit? Isn't that against the law? I mean, yeah, technically. But, shut up. I'm rubber, you glue, whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you. That's definitely in our legal textbooks that we haven't read. You've been stupid around on my stuff now too, wise guy. What are you, my ball and chain ain't no bra controlling me? Order, order! Well, witness? I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Sorry, I'm terribly sorry, forgive me. I ain't no pussycat. I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day. What? Well, listen good, alright? I might have been there, but I still never met that kid. Well, well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony. This goes to proving it was him. He did meet Glenelg that day. And he did put poison in the coffee. He must have. FK in the coffee, by the way? I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door of the joint, I saw one ugly scene. Guys laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. Figured the plate wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. Heard the cop sirens on my way out, so I went straight back to my office. Okay, that's gonna be kind of hard to disprove. I see, you didn't actually meet with him in the end, then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Hold it! I'll wait around here any longer, I ain't even gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions. No problem. Anytime Tribulations presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Godot, that's my job. Your job is to slam the little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it! Oh yeah, yes sir. Special Express ain't cheap, right? So you know who's he's paying. Oh man, doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? Okay, so we need to establish a time frame. Heard the cop sirens on my way out. So that would mean you showed up at 2 potentially. Or that's what he's claiming. And now can we disprove that? So really we do have this, which is evidence that the fact that he has this. Now, we don't actually have evidence that this was at the meeting, other than Maggie's testimony. So you went straight back. Did a bout of guilt suddenly hit you for what you did? What are you trying to say? You trying to tell me you never been guilty of nothing? We all have our crosses to bear. We don't have to swallow the dark secrets we hide. Like this! The courtroom's not exactly the place to talk about dark secrets, is it? Means you've done it again, Mr. Wright. Another relevant line of questioning. What do you mean another? What? How about a penalty for those 2 jokers and the garbage they keep coming up with? Well, Nick, what do you think? He's running out of ways to avoid the truth. I need to press him fast before he has time to think things through. Gotta come right back at him with a contradiction. Be careful once you press him, though, or you'll get penalized, okay? I mean, like, I want to establish a time frame, but I don't know which one of these would. An ugly scene? What do you mean? No, I just want to ask, like, when did you get there? The witness has already told us, Wright, which makes that question irrelevant. But no, it's not irrelevant, dummy. I limit myself to 17 cups of coffee during a trial. That's the rule. What the hell, man? This is so dumb. Because, like, you can never tell what direction a press is going to go until you do it. So to recap, this ugly scene you saw was... Because, like, I want to ask, when did you get there? So the meeting wasn't due to take place at Tinderlinder at all, then. He was making a fuss about coming into the office. It's always that way when I want to talk about repayments. Even though I got the best punching bag you ever seen, if there are any issues... Maybe it's because of the punching bag that people are scared to come? So that's why you decided to meet at Trace BN. Bro, what are you talking about? Okay, so like, the game literally tells you to press. So like, one of these must work. Like, really, one of these 2 is what you're supposed to press? These seem like the most irrelevant. Like I said, there's always some bullshit at the end of these trials. Like, they'll be like... I mean, some of the starts are kind of... It's really always like the 4-2s are just nonsense. Every single time. You mean you saw Glenn Elk's dead body? I guess I did, but only saw him from behind. He was wearing some ragged bit of cloth he called a hat. And what time was it? That's what I've been frickin' trying to ask. I don't know. What? You know what winds me up more than anything else in the world? Watches, round watches. I ain't gonna pollute my paws with some ticking henpecker. Out of interest, Mr. Tigre, what winds you up the second most? Huh? What do you think? Square watches. Is this guy for real? Look, all I needed to know is that something bad was going down to that place. I mean, it still doesn't explain the matches. But we've already used the matches. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to just use them again. I mean, I just feel like we didn't get anything out of this. Yeah, I don't know. I still kind of like feel like it's the matches. I just have to press it just to see. So you didn't actually set foot inside the restaurant then? Sorry, because I'm a busy cat. I don't hang around for no one. I ain't got time to be caught up in a murder investigation. So, when exactly did you pick up the matches? I mean, I would have loved to have asked that directly. There are matches just inside the front door. My detective friend wound up in trouble with the chef after taking 5 books home. Poor gumshoe. It's almost enough to make a man cry. You tried that already. So it's one of these two statements then. So he said he never set foot inside the restaurant. If you never set him foot inside the restaurant, how did you get this disc? Well, the problem is we don't actually have proof that the disc was in the restaurant. We just have Maggie's testimony. But also, I have just absolutely no clue. He is wearing a hat, and he would have been seen from behind from the entrance, so that's still right. Wait. The partition, you wouldn't have been able to see him from the entrance. Bro, that should definitely work. You can't see him from the entrance. Unless it's the other one, where he said he never got past the... I could see, if it doesn't work here, I'm actually gonna be a little mad. Unless it's like the floor plan? Because the entrance is actually to the side, right? Like up in front of the counter, like, so you wouldn't be able to see it from the entrance. So maybe it's actually floor plans? Bro, how is this not what they're looking for? So I had the right idea. I just used, I mean, I think the picture should work because you can still see the partition, but whatever. I think well, yeah, let's go ahead and stop here. In the next video, we will maybe finish the trial. We might go for, I mean, if we get somewhat close to the end, we might push through and try and go a little bit longer just to finish it off next time. We'll see, though. I'm ExtraCheesy87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.